Jen, one of my main objectives was not just to teach the women to make money and, well, of course, self-esteem and all that building. That was always there, but not just to make money, but to teach them to get back to the community. That was my almost real objective when I started this. And my women, or our women, are giving back. They're working with other organizations. They built all the countertops for an orphanage for nothing, donated their time. They worked with the animal people here and made little animals for them, little animal planners. And now we just did an incredible project with the cancer organization. Making these pins and selling them and doing their silent auction for them. So, and my women are starting to love it. They love doing things, giving back. And that's my biggest success.
So you kind of got this pay it forward built right in.
Yes.
Just as with your own life, someone helped you, turned your life around, now you're helping, and then you're giving them the opportunity to, it really is joyous to give.
Yes, yes.
So if you
They're
just
loving it.
learn how to get and you don't learn how to do that, it's imbalanced. So that's
And
beautiful.
you know, Jen, I hate to say this, but I think a lot of people go through their whole life without ever learning that lesson. It's all about me, keeping my space
right.
safe,
That's right.
making my sure I got everything I want. They've never learned that other part. And here are women who have had horrendous lives that have already gotten that, and they love doing it. Can I walk in and say, okay, you're going to have to work 7 days a week, 10 hours a day to get these pins done in time? They did it.
Yeah.
Not one complaint. And
It's
they have their
purpose,
kids
too.
there too with them.
It's purpose. It's having a purpose. And I think that if it's combined with a passion, or you know that you're helping to improve or to expand on something within your community, then you've just got this beautiful energy. And I think, too, that this is part of what we're facing right now as a society, is this lack of knowledge of how the give and the take takes place. And I don't think people recognize how much joy there is in it. If they did, they'd probably be able to do it more.
You know, you hit on one of my greatest sadness. I watched the world being split apart by politics, hate, fear,
Fear.
all that.
Absolutely.
And then I watched my women, and if people could see how most of them lived, they have nothing except their time and their skills to give. And they do it so wholeheartedly with such joy. And I think what a metaphor for the whole world if that could just happen.
Well, and that's why this film piece will give you the opportunity to get this out in a level where people that might not have any idea of this, what you're doing, or this concept. So that's why I love film, because it gives us that chance. It's unlimited to where this could go. And because this is a part of a message right now that's really essential, I think, in our survival.
I do too.
So that's another reason I felt very inclined to want to work with you and make sure this got recorded here. I think one of my favorite things that I work with and that I live with right now too is all that is not given is lost. And I think that if we could come from that more than the fear of lack of things, that there wouldn't be enough, we could turn this whole thing around. So I applaud you that you found your way to do that with a group of people in a community.
You know what I found, Jen? The more I give, the more that comes. Like this wonderful couple, Pedro and his wife, they've been looking for me 3 months to give me something, because, and I was getting a little bit into fear myself. I have to own it. And I was thinking, God, Donna, you put so much money into this and everything, and we weren't making hardly any money, and I was starting to get fearful. And then we were doing the cancer thing, and this wonderful couple walked up and says, I want to give you this. If people could understand, if you just open your heart and leave, and in faith, it takes an open heart and faith. Somebody will walk in and take care of it. So I can live nowadays almost totally without fear. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it stirs its little head, but you know,
You've seen it work.
yes.
In action.
And when I need something, I think about it, and Jan, I swear to you, it appears. It may be a person, a thing, or whatever.
My theory is when we're in alignment, and I'll just put it in my terms, with the divine order,
Mm-hmm.
everything comes that you need
Yes,
in its perfection.
yes.
And so this is another reason this story is as valuable as it
And all
is.
people have to do is let go of the fear and trust.
Mhm.
Walk into the abyss.
Well, there's only two choices that I can see emotionally for us, and one is fear, and the other one is trust and love. So I think that living it and seeing it and having all these women now will go and it'll radiate out from their lives and it'll radiate into the community.
Yes.
And that's why I love the focus of the pieces that I'm trying to create right now are to tell that story. Of how we each have an opportunity to choose something that's our purpose, our passion, and then incorporate all these wonderful concepts into them, because it is what will change the world.
And people never realize what an effect they can have on other people's life. Let's go back to when I was just a therapist. I'd walk down the street and somebody come up to me and say, "Are you Donna Roberts?" And I said, "Yes." "Well, a friend of mine worked with you 5 years ago, whatever, it doesn't make any difference. And she told me something you told her, or he told me, and it changed my whole life." See, we
do.
just trust. Faith is the biggest word in the world. Just have faith and compassion. See, I think every religion should be built around compassion. I think God, Goddess, whatever you want to believe, it's compassion.
Absolutely.
And the more compassion you have, the better your life is going to be. A friend of mine said, "Donna, you were so spiritual. Why don't you teach? Why don't you do this?" And I said, "No, I'm just walking what I taught." That's what I'm doing now.
I think that's
I'm
what's
walking
up
what I'm
now.
walking.
It's time for us, now's the time to
Mhm.
do and guide, maybe, but the doing is what ripples out.
Mhm.
And it's a beautiful way of standing in one's truth, too. So.
Yesterday we were cleaning up everything because of all the wind and rain and all the stuff that had happened. And so I'm out there with all the girls and we're raking up dog poop and I'm washing bathrooms and we're cleaning all this stuff and moving stuff over. And here I was really working, and I'm going to be 70 this year and raking yards and everything. And I was so happy because the girls were singing, and every now and then one of us would start dancing, and you know, I danced with the broom. It was such a filling community, and we can't even speak the same language.
Isn't that something? Yeah. Yes. And I think we have to unite. I mean, it has to be something that the compassion opens you to the fact of recognizing how much we're all the same. And that's the problem that we have on our
And you
planet.
get over any barrier,
Yeah.
even language. I can't speak Spanish, my girls can't speak English, and yet we work beautifully together.
It's the power of having an open heart. That's what starts. And then it just keeps opening doors and radiating out. And I believe that that's the only way that will make a difference at where we're at as a civilization and a planet. And
Well, I have some friends that are quite conservative, to say the least, and every now and then they choose to get on my case about this, and I said, "Okay, forget doing the right thing. Forget helping. Forget everything. Look at it this way. I'm taking one woman out of your life that you don't have to support in any way." I said, "So just look at it that way and forget everything else." And I walked off and her mouth fell open and that was the end of it.
yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, because independence then allows people to grow more when they get above that survival level.
Right.
And then to create beauty,
Mhm.
what a beautiful media to choose.
Right.
Absolutely. And the whole concept of mosaic, another part that I like, that I think is part of what you're saying here, this picture that you're painting, is that every little piece in that mosaic is essential to the completion.
That's right.
And so each one of these people that are working together and giving and receiving, and that whole dance is the beauty of something that gets created from it. And if one piece was missing, it
Yes.
wouldn't be complete.
Or it would change.
It would change it, yes. So we're learning how to create the mosaic, I think, of our life and
Yes.
of peace on this planet. Well, I'm looking forward to it because we're going to head down and meet the ladies later and be able to show some of the work and to have the second part of this be about them now. So
Yes,
I
because
think
they're what's important.
Yeah. Now, anything else that comes to your mind that you'd like to share? All right,
No,
I think
I
we've
want
done
you to meet
a
the
lovely
ladies.
job. All right, well, we're on to meeting the ladies then.